Hi.
David, sorry I'm late. The bank was a mess.
No
And I had
worries.
a ton of mail because I have been out for the last week.
Lots of texts.
So I have lots of checks. Yeah, it's like
Yay.
$150,000 worth.
How much?
$150,000. Yeah. And that's just development. There was like another 20,000 in insurance checks.
Okay.
Um, God bless those community service people doing their tele services because the money is coming in.
Shit.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff.
Good stuff. Great.
How are you today? I know I just saw you yesterday.
I am okay. I'm I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
It's been better than it's been.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
How was your vacation?
It was really, really good. I'm kind of torn right now because I think I probably should be in quarantine.
Okay.
Because when I came back Saturday, so Tennessee was not on the list, but then yesterday it turned to be on the list. So I'm kind of in that no man's land. But I'm gonna say it right now. I was bad. I went to the office today. It was just me and Chris, and we weren't even in the same room. But I went to the bank.
Just wear a mask.
I had my mask on. I wore gloves just as a precaution because of the Tennessee thing. But again, I think I left. I left definitely before it was one of the bad states. But as I was there, I saw the numbers rising and rising and rising. Not in where my parents are, and I didn't really do anything there. We were basically at my parents' house the entire time. We drove up the mountain one day because they live in the middle of the mountain, so we drove up to a mountain one day, and then we went on their boat one day, but it was literally just the four of us.
Think you're okay? Just.
So yeah, I think I'm fine. We didn't eat out. We didn't order out food. My mom cooked every day, which was amazing. And so that was that. Yeah. So we were as safe as possible. I will isolate myself as much as I can, but I think today was the day I had to go to the office.
Honestly, by the end of the month, I think we're all going to be under lockdown again.
I think so too. I think things are crazy. I just saw that they are postponing indoor dining indefinitely. And then something happened in upstate somewhere. I can't remember where. Um, it may have been like Rochester, which is far, but they like have a big cluster of cases that are happening now. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before we all go back to lockdown, and that's just the way it is.
We'll see each other in person again someday.
Someday, I'm getting all these notifications on my computer.
My brain is already like, I don't think we're gonna be back in the office until like January. And at
I
that
don't
point,
either. I mean, right now it's October 1st-ish, whatever that day is, but I don't think so either.
I can't wrap my mind around the fact that like come the next time we all see each other in person, it'll have been almost a year.
It could be a year later, honestly. Because yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna fully open until there's a valid vaccination. And then, I mean, you have no real way of knowing that people even had the vaccination.
Right.
You're basically taking everyone's word.
And not everyone's gonna get it.
And yeah, not everyone gets vaccinations, and that's just the way it is. Yeah.
I can't believe we're here again. I've had the news on the last few days, and it's like it all just sounds like what it sounded like in the first few weeks of this back in March.
Yeah. As soon as everything started opening up, it all turned again.
Yeah.
We weren't ready.
It feels worse. It feels worse.
I keep seeing like the little meme out there that said, remember what happened? Like, I don't know what it says really. It says, also opened before it was ready, and it's a picture of Jurassic Park.
Wow. Yeah.
There we are.
There we are.
The dinosaurs are going to take over.
At this point, let them.
Yeah. They got to do a better job than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, going to the bank today and I see the restaurants that are outside. I mean, it literally poured here like an hour, maybe 2 hours ago. Did it pour in Queens?
So we live in this like weird bubble
Oh,
where
uh-huh.
we haven't gotten any of this crazy weather that everyone in
Oh my
Manhattan.
God, it poured in Queens yesterday for sure because I was there. I was driving back when it happened.
And we're east of everybody, so you think we would get it, but I guess it all just dissipates by the time it gets out here. And
Yeah, it must. Yeah, I don't know. It
makes it,
poured today while I was at work, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit here till it ends because it was like downpour, downpour.
yeah.
And so normally I stay there in the office until I'm there from like 10 to noon. I stayed till 1:30 today because of that. And then I went to the bank and it took forever.
But you got all that money, so it's
I
great.
got all that money put in the bank, so we are good to go.
I hope it's all cycle money.
I did not pick a charity this week. I remember we didn't do one last week either. But I was gonna pick what in my mind last week was Stonewall was doing a GoFundMe because they needed money for their rent. And so I was going to do that last week, but apparently their GoFundMe is over because Gilead gave them $250,000, which is amazing.
Something interesting I saw, which yes is amazing. I did see that the Stonewall staff have started a separate GoFundMe
Oh, really?
then. Because I guess
Okay.
the building GoFundMe was more for the owners and the building and to just keep that.
Right. Right. It was. I don't. Yeah, it wasn't to pay the staff at all.
Yeah.
I think it was just to keep the building open, not
Yes.
really open, but there. Which,
So
yeah, is weird to me because I thought it wasn't it declared a national historic site.
I thought so. Maybe that's just like the park area, not the
Oh,
actual
maybe the park
park.
across the street. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I thought once it was a historical site, they couldn't close it down. I mean, they can't make changes to it. It's
Right.
kind of like the center. We can't really change anything about our facade
Mm-hmm.
other than improve it to the status that it's at. We can't like make drastic changes to it.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rules, but that's good news for them. They got $250,000, so the Stonewall will not close permanently. But go support the staff because they are amazing people that work there. So instead, we're going to talk about the 275 challenge because we just had a meeting about it yesterday and it put it fresh in my mind.
That's a really great thing to support.
Yes. How many days away are we?
Oh gosh, so 14, 18 days now? Yeah, it's on the 18th.
It's on
So
the 18th, yeah. So
17 days.
17 days because we are July 1st. So in 17 days, we're all going to be taking part of this. Are you going to be working through it or are you doing something physical?
Um, so the way it's gonna work is a lot of the stuff is gonna be planned and set already. So hopefully I don't have too much to do that day.
Yeah.
But I should probably be focusing on making sure everything is happening correctly.
Is flowing.
The challenge itself is my challenge.
Yes. I got your email about being an interviewee and I will totally do that.
Yay.
Fine. I'll email you separately, something secretive,
Okay.
but it'll be funny.
Great. And I think you and Witty will be so fun together.
Yeah. Well, wait till you get my email.
Okay, great. Great.
Yeah, so the 275 challenge is happening July 18th. I am going to be walking.
Amazing.
I'm going to walk for 4.5 hours. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm excited. Because Christian and I have been going on walks on the weekend and I've been really, really enjoying them. So this is just going to be a really long one of those walks for me. And I'll be stopping along the way to do some Instagram stuff. And I do have an outfit. I lied to everyone yesterday.
You will be.
Because I wanted them to be surprised. And it's not actually done yet. So if it doesn't happen, I'm not really lying because I said I don't have one. But I have some work to do on it. That's all. But yeah, what is the 275 challenge, bro?
Sure. So the 275 challenge is going to be on July 18th, and it is a virtual endurance experience that we are doing in lieu of our 3-day, 275-mile charity bike ride, Cycle for the Cause. We're doing the challenge instead, just to be safe and to open up participation to as many folks as possible. So it's free to join. There's no fundraising minimum or requirement. And all we're asking folks to do that day is 275 minutes, which is 4.5 hours. 275 minutes of some sort of activity that is challenging or meaningful to you to raise funds and awareness. The idea is, challenging yourself like that inspires your supporters to donate to you. And these funds are going to go towards all of the LGBT community centers virtual and remote programs. And so since we went virtual, we closed our physical space in March, I think all of our programs now are in some sort of remote capability. And so we're actually serving more people than we were able to when our space was open, because people are able to access us a lot easier. So that's really awesome. And so we want to make sure that we can keep all of these programs running. We are facing a $4.5 million shortfall this fiscal year. And so we really need as much support as we can get, since we are serving more LGBT community members than ever before.
Correct. Yeah. Those of you who don't know, this is in place of our Cycle for the Cause, which is a bike ride. And the reason it's 275 challenge is the bike ride is 275 miles. And so that's where the number comes from. Like I said, I will be walking around Manhattan. I'm going to track myself on my phone so I have the exact path that I end up doing. If you want to walk with me, feel free. Right now, I'm walking by myself. Yeah, so if you want to come hang out with me, it's going to be an early day. What time does it? I think it's 8:30, you said? The actual thing?
Yeah. There's an opening ceremony. So if you want to participate, there's an opening ceremony at 8 a.m. that day. But then we're asking folks to start their challenge at 8:30. Because if you do the challenge live with us, there's a bunch of surprises that we're going to be sending out through our text messaging system that we have. And so it's going to be this day that's full of just fun surprises and connecting with folks on social media, but you don't have to do it that day either. So all these things will be made available, afterwards. And so if you can't do it that day, that shouldn't stop you from participating.
Exactly.
But the live 275 minutes starts at 8:30 on July 18th.
Yes. And if you want to donate, you can go to my Facebook page because I finally put up my Facebook fundraiser for it. And I got a donation today.
Congrats.
So you can go to my Facebook. It is BHBrown13. If you don't follow me already, it's already there. And you can donate whatever you want. I'll take $1. Yeah, so that is the fundraiser. You're going to be hearing more about it as it comes up, and definitely the week of. I will be posting all over about it. Ryan and I have talked yesterday. We've been terrible team captains for centerpieces. We have a meeting on Monday to kind of get ourselves together and try to pull it together. I'm also going to reach out to the staff because it doesn't look like much of the staff has signed up still.
Yeah.
I'm going to be shady to them, and I don't care.
And it's
because there's no reason not to. Do you know how many staff members we have officially?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, there you go. Do you know how many staff members we have active at the center?
100?
Yeah, I would say 100. So, I mean, if you think about it, if each of those 100 people raised $50, that's $5,000 for the center. That's it. $50 is not hard to raise. I raised it literally posting once.
So easy. It's so easy. All you have to do is post it. It's passive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put it on the center's Facebook thing that they should join, and if they aren't gonna join, then they can donate to the Centerpieces team. Those are your choices. Join the team and raise some money, or donate.
Everyone, do it now.
Everyone.
Cycleforthecause.org. Free. It's free.
It's free. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how I'm gonna present it as well. It's it doesn't cost you anything. There's no minimum you have to raise. Just sign up. team centerpiece is one of the biggest teams this year.
Exactly. And even by signing up, it's a way of showing like how many people support the center. Even if you can't fundraise, if you're not.
No, even if you don't raise a dollar, you don't have to raise anything, just be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's its own little community and we love it and we want more people. So, all right, let's talk about this drag race episode.
Right. I just watched it yesterday.
I just rewatched it yesterday and it took a lot to get me to rewatch it.
It took a lot just to get through it. I couldn't pay attention to it.
Yeah. The first time I watched it at my parents' house with my mother, the first time she has ever watched Drag Race. So I had to explain a lot to her while it was happening. And I kept saying, save your questions to the commercial. Because I couldn't really focus on it. But then I rewatched it and I was like, oh, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, no, this reminds me of the first time I ever watched Drag Race with my dad was during All Stars 4, and it was when Gia Gunn was still on, and we get to we get to a commercial, and he goes, "Why is she such a bitch?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't know, Dad.
That's a good question.
But yeah, watching it with parents is fun, but you didn't. Yeah, it was not the most compelling episode.
No. What did you think overall? Because I don't. If there's something specific that you want to talk about, let's talk about it.
I mean, I was bored. I liked the runway.
I enjoyed the runway too, which we will get to. That's why we're here.
And I thought this week's lip sync was the best lip sync we've had in a very long time. I really enjoyed it.
Did you think it was a tie?
I think it was like Cracker won by a smidge. So I was okay with it being a tie, but I do think Cracker did better.
Oh, I thought Morgan McMichaels won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But maybe it was a tie.
That's what when they said it was a tie, I was like, what? I mean, Cracker did great. Don't get me wrong. It was a really great lip sync. But for Cracker, to me, it wasn't. She didn't do anything new. Sure. In her lip sync. It's everything that we're used to seeing her do in a lip sync. For those of you that are local, that's what she does in the club, which I'm grateful that she's doing that on the show, but I didn't see anything new. I mean, she did her duck walk, she did her little voguing, she did her cartwheels, she did her splits. So yeah, I didn't feel like anything new happened with it. And my favorite part of the actual lip sync was when she was doing the little break dance thing and Morgan McMichaels jumped over her legs. Well, that was my personal favorite. I was like, oh, she won right there. Just give it to her.
I loved how much they like played off of each other.
They really did. Yeah, I enjoyed that as well. So, I mean, I'm not going to dispute a tie. It was fine because they both really did great.
And it at least was fun to watch.
But I also thought that Cracker should have only gotten half of the money. And then the other half rolled over because she didn't win. She tied.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But that's my own. I don't work for Drag Race, and that's the way it is. What did you think of the actual challenge and the outcome of it? I didn't think Mayhem and India were the worst team.
No.
I honestly thought they were the top team.
I thought Shay and
Alexis were terrible.
They were the worst in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so too. And so when they put Mayhem and India in the bottom, and then they go backstage, and all the other queens were like, "Really? We thought you won." Because I was texting with Roger, and I was like, "I think Mayhem won this week," and she went home.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was very confused by it.
I also thought Blair would have been in the bottom.
I did too, because they talked about India last week, how like the last 2 weeks when she's been in group things and she fades in the background. That's exactly what Blair did. She wasn't really even part of that scene.
She wasn't, but, and not like I have no need to defend anybody. It also felt like Cracker and who was the other person? Juju. It almost felt like they excluded her though too.
Yeah, it was like they didn't want her to be a part of it because I think they thought she wasn't going to be very strong in it, and they knew that they would be.
Yeah. So
not that I loved theirs, because I didn't really love their whole little skit either.
No, I didn't love any of it.
I'm tired of that pink coat that Cracker's wearing too. I don't need to see it ever again. Because I get wearing it into the workroom is one thing, but then to wear it in the challenge as well, I was like, girl, Come on. Anyway, let's move on to these looks. The category is Camo Couture, and I'm going to share my screen with you, maybe. Nope. Nope. Can you see the screen?
I can see it.
Awesome. There you are. I was looking for you.
There I am.
So first up, we have a Ju B.
For this being drag on a dime, it's good.
It is, yeah. For her mall drag, this is fantastic for mall drag.
Mm-hmm. I loved Carson's critique, though, that like it just needed something
Extra.
like, one extra, like a brooch or something. Like,
It's kind of that Troop Beverly Hills look that we've seen now 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah.
From different people. But I mean, she looks good. I'm not going to dispute that.
She looks great. Like, from a sense of, does this look well? Does it, nail the brief? It's a toot for me.
Right. Does it fit the challenge? It does. Totally. So yeah, I'm going to toot her.
Yeah. Not the most exciting thing, but she looks great.
She got the top toot on Instagram with 82%.
Really? Oh, and I didn't get to participate this week.
I know, because you didn't watch till late.
Interesting. Okay. I
To me, for being the top toot, it is a low top toot. Usually our top toots are in the 90s, so this one was only 82%.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Ms. Cracker, giving you Destiny's Child.
I loved this.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Because it's just so different for her.
It is. I had my only issue with it, and I think it's my issue with her every look that she does, is that it doesn't look like it fully fits her.
Okay.
And I feel like it's just her, because she's so tiny, I feel like it's just a little too oversized for her. Like the shoulders are just a little too big, the peplum is a little too long. But I mean, she looks great. I mean, this is a great, great camo look.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that it's cool. So
yeah.
I give it
I agree. Toot, toot, toot. She did get an 81% toot on the Instagram as well.
Very close to Juju.
Very close. Blair St. Clair is giving us the treat.
So, oh wow. She walked out in this and I wanted to hate it at first. But then like the more you look at it and the closer you get to it, you see all the detail and just like how well it's made. And so I like it.
Well, I hate it. And not that I think it is super creative and super cool to look at, but I don't think of it as camo.
Sure.
I think of it as a treat.
Sure. Like she almost.
So that is my only issue. I think it's gorgeous. I think the pants are a little too long in some places. And they didn't, which I thought they would interfere with her walking, but they didn't seem to. Because I watched her runway a couple times because I was like, maybe she stumbled somewhere, but she didn't. She did really well in it. She's
surprising me in all of this.
Yeah.
I feel like she has yet to be weak.
Yeah. I agree. I mean.
But what do you give this out?
I was unsure. No, I was unsure about her being on this season even.
Sure.
But yeah, she has completely validated herself as an all-star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's going to be one of these people that even if she doesn't win, she wins just by doing as well as she is.
Exactly. With that said, I am going to boot this look.
Okay. I give it a 2.
I believe she got a toot on Instagram as well. Let's take a look. Yep, 58% toot. So people were a little torn between that one, but it's fine.
I wonder what the judges would have said.
I'm sorry?
I wonder what the judges would have said.
Yeah, about it. Yeah. Next is SheMZ. I hate this. I think it is such an offense on my eyes that it just bothers me.
I hate it.
Hate it.
This would have looked great if it was green camo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even mind that you can have a different color camo, but this is just ugly.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a big boot for me.
Big boot. I hate it. I'm so done.
Yeah, I don't even know how to fix it.
Yeah.
I can't say that I know. She did get a toot on Instagram
Really?
of 64%. Yeah, I believe that's higher than Blair. Let's go back and look. Yep, higher than Blair. I do not agree with that. I think this look is terrible. Alexis Mateo giving us something different with a winter camo, which I actually had to look up because I'd never heard of such a thing. It is a real thing.
It is a real thing. This ain't it for me. I do not like this.
Yeah. I'm on the same page with you. I think it's beautiful, but I don't like it for this challenge.
Yeah.
And it looks really heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think if it was just all white, it would be beautiful, but it just doesn't work for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, if it was all white, it would not fit the camo brief. The leaves are what makes it camo, according to I think she called it hunter camo, which is what I looked up, and that it's white with brown leaves.
Okay.
So she did meet the brief, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of this either.
No, I give it a boot. I don't like it.
I'm gonna boot it as well.
Remember when I said I liked this runway?
Yeah. I was very torn on this runway, and I did not agree with Instagram at all on this runway, because let's see what she got. Yeah, she got a 64% too, which is the same as Shea Coulee. And I hate them. I hate them just as much, both of them.
Absolutely.
But this is Mayhem Miller, and I actually really like this. So I'm tooting it right away.
I love it too.
Yeah.
So this week did not make any sense.
No, when they came after her for this outfit, I was like, what is wrong with this?
Yeah, no, this
And I know Michelle hates a fucking bodysuit, but Miss Cracker has been wearing them all season.
Exactly. And like Mayhem had a clear thought and storyline for this.
Yeah.
And I think like I would have been upset too when they were like, what is this? And she's like, this is what this is. Like
what does it look like to you?
Exactly. She's G.I. Joe Barbie.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to when she was eliminated on her season and she wore the pink denim and they're like, that's not denim. And she's like, it really is. Yeah, it's just happening all over again. But yeah, I'm tooting this and I really liked it.
Do you think they're going to bring back any of the girls to like fight their way back in?
I haven't heard of anything because I hear if that happens, but I haven't heard anything, but I don't know. I hope so. Mm-hmm. Because there are a couple that probably should take other places.
Yeah. I would like to see more of Mayhem.
I would too, because she's one of my favorite. I liked her on her season. I thought she got a raw deal on her season. And I liked her on this. So I'm tooting this.
She keeps going home on improv challenges.
Yeah. Here, you ready for the Instagram?
No.
It is our bottom boot of the week.
Okay,
with
sure. What?
67%. 2/3 of the people that voted hated this.
I think people just don't like her.
They must not. It's crazy to me. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm one of the people that tooted it.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't understand this. I don't get it, but it's my own fault for putting that poll up. Let's move on to India Farah. What are your thoughts of this one?
I get why people love it. It's just not my favorite.
Okay.
And so like I give it a toot because I think it is very good. It just doesn't excite me like, like Crackers did.
Okay.
I
love this was my favorite look on the runway.
Okay.
Because I think it's completely different. And it made camo look like fashion to me.
Absolutely. This is
and I like that. I loved her slick back wet hair. I think it really worked for this look. So yeah, I'm not going to shoot it, but I'm not shooting anyone this week.
No,
Unlike Fashion Photo Review, which we will get to in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a toot for me because I really like it. I think she looks really good in it.
It's a toot.
She was also a boot on Instagram.
Oh.
Of 56%. So it's that one was kind of split even, but yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because I think she looks fantastic in this. But that's the way it is. So I think the next one is, I'm sorry, the top toot. I'm just opening random windows, sorry.
I can only see this one.
Oh, you can't? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Glad that didn't pop up. I think the next one is the top toot from Fashion Photo Review. And are you ready? Have you watched it?
I have not.
You ready?
No. What?
They both shooted her look.
Why?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. And Raven was like, she's like, I never do this, but shoot. Like, she said it immediately. And I was like, what am I looking at? Yeah, I don't get it.
I
don't get it at all. And then the last one is Jujubee. She was the top toot from Instagram. And that is the runway.
Well, there we go.
I don't know how to get back to my screen. No, it's at the I always forget that it's at the top to stop sharing. I'm like, stop sharing. Who was your top toot of this week? You liked Cracker, you said.
I think I'm going to give it to Cracker.
Okay.
Hers was the most interesting.
I'm going to give mine to India because I really, really liked her. She was my favorite. That's all. That's all we have for today. Anything else you want to talk about with this episode?
Is our bottom boot Shay? Do we do that? I can't remember. Do we do that?
Yeah, the Shay and Alexis are the only two that we both booted.
Do we have to pick one?
I would pick Shay because it hurts my eyes to look at. Whereas at least Alexis's was pretty.
Agreed.
Yeah, Shay is my bottom boot.
Yeah, Shay's was just, it was
yeah, Shay should have been in the bottom this week. I guess, and Alexis, because I thought their skit was the worst, and I thought their outfits were the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my bottom two. Who do you think would have gone home if those were the two bottom two?
Alexis.
Do you think so?
I think Shay would have, or I guess they don't lip sync though.
No.
I mean, Cracker would have sent Alexis home.
Right, Cracker would have voted for Alexis. Blair probably would have voted for Alexis. Jujubee, I'm not sure about her.
I think Jujubee would try to get rid of Shay.
I think she might as well. She missed it the one time, and now I think she knows that she has to get rid of her.
Maybe they both would have ended up going home then.
If they could have. Yeah, with a tie. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
That's so juicy.
Because yeah, I think Mayhem definitely would have voted for Shay again.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe India. I don't know. India likes Alexis, so she probably would have voted for Shay. Yeah, it's interesting.
Wild times.
Wild times. It's also interesting if you look back at the voting, because Shay said that she's loyal to her teammates when she's voting, and yet the teammates that she had, she's voted off. She voted for Angina and she voted for Mariah, both to go home the weeks they were in the bottom.
Shady queens.
And then you have Cracker saying how much she respects Mariah and then voted for her as well. I don't know why no one voted for India last week. I don't get it, but
honestly, I feel like at this point, India is like a safe person to just bring along to the end because
she's Roxy Andrews this year.
Mm-hmm.
Keep her till the end because she's not going to win.
Exactly. She's just dead weight, which is sad, but.
But what if she made it to the end and they do some kind of weird challenge that she excels at?
That'll be interesting.
And then all of a sudden they're like, well, do we let her win because she was better than everyone else and we can't really hide that? Or do they again say we're going to go by the whole season?
I would be here for that kind of drama.
Yeah, me too.
Something to start the season.
Do you want, like last season, do you want the queens to vote for the top two? It was such a success. Not last season. Was that 2 seasons ago?
That was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, it was such a big success.
I don't think we can get away with that.
No, I don't either.
I think it was like a way to actually a public vote.
Or I could see if they did it, that they kept it along the same lines and all the eliminated queens voted for who they thought should not. If it comes down to a top two, if they vote for who they think should not win. And that plays into kind of the decision somehow. I don't know how it would, because I was like, I don't know if they're going to lip sync at the end like they did the last few times or what. I don't know. It all depends where the show goes. Yeah. Are you going to watch Drag Race Canada?
I was going to ask, is that premiere tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow on Thursday. It's going to be on Thursday nights on Crave in Canada if you're in Canada. But it will also be on the Wow Presents Plus app.
I'll watch it.
I'll be watching it there.
Yeah, I'll totally watch it. Do we know when the finale date is for All Stars? Like, are we able to extrapolate how many more weeks and what might happen?
No, I haven't really looked into it, but how many? There's 6 queens left. So yeah, I mean, it depends how many they get down to. If they take it down to a top 4 again, and then do some kind of weird thing to get down to a top 2. If they only do a top 3, but that's only like 3 or 4 weeks left.
Yeah.
So it's not much longer. And then if they bring someone back, who knows? We haven't heard anything. We do have Snatch Game of Love next week.
Great.
It was such a success that we're going to do it again. Someone I did see in the preview, one of the guest judges said this will go down in history as one of the best Snatch Game characters ever.
Okay.
So I hope we get a surprise as to who it is. Because I'd like to see, I know Alexis did really well in her Snatch Game on her season. You still haven't seen season 3. She did Alicia Keys, but as a pregnant lesbian. It was hysterical. Okay. It was so good.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. India Farah, I don't believe she made it to Snatch Game on season 3. Jujubee did, I can't remember who she did, but I know. I can't think of it. I'll come back to her. I can't remember who Shay did. Do you remember who Shay did? Yeah, to me it must have been unmemorable.
Yeah, I have no clue.
That was a bad Snatch Game season, though, I think. I think there were...
We had like years in a row of bad Snatch games.
That one, I don't remember who won, but Sasha Velour was in the top with her Marlena Dietrich, which was really good, but I can't remember who won even. Who else is left?
Blair.
Blair. Did she do Snatch Game?
I think she made it to Snatch Game her season.
I thought she did too, but I can't think who she did. I don't know. Ann Cracker, who did a terrible Snatch Game.
Who did she do again?
She did some old-fashioned person. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like an editor of Vogue from before what's her name. Yeah.
Did someone ever do, who's the sex therapist lady, Dr. Ruth?
I don't think anyone has done her, but that would be an amazing character to do.
That would be such a good one to do. I'm going to go on Drag Race just to do that.
Please go do Dr. Ruth for us. You can do it next week on our recap.
We'll see.
Get yourself ready. You have a week. All right. That's all I have to say. My battery is dying. It just popped up and said low battery. I need to plug it in. But thanks, David. I love you and adore you, and I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.